Yo, what up, guys? It's been a minute since I got onto the YouTube, got onto the stream game, came through, hung out with you guys, and I apologize, man. Your boy has been hitting the books pretty damn hard. Well, this is my like organic chemistry notes and whatnot. Bro, studying for the DAT is kind of difficult. But today's the trade deadline, and you know, the fact that it's the trade deadline, I had to hop on. I had to give you guys my thoughts, and we had to discuss some of the stuff that went on today, because what happened today, and well, not so much what happened today. Today was a lot of like minor deals, but you guys saw me tweeting out a storm. And there's just so much to talk about, man. I want to give a shout out to Nathan Wallace, Oak Tree, Nick the Beast 99, Jack Life, Andrew Franklin, the awesomest gamer. Guys, if you want to get word out that I'm streaming right now, be sure to give this stream a like. Help spread the word that your boy is streaming. Really helps my channel grow. Even though if I'm doing this more on a part-time basis, I still really enjoy the living crap out of connecting with you guys, hanging out with you guys, giving y'all some of my thoughts and whatnot. But here's how this is going to work. I'm going to look at the chat. You guys are going to tell me what you want to be discussed, who you want me to discuss, what trade deadline moves you want me to discuss, and what non-moves you want me to discuss, because I know a lot of you Celtics fans out there are really upset, and despite being a Laker fan, I'm going to try to offer some really nice insight to make you guys feel a little bit better. What up, Jacob Koner? What up, everybody, man? Thank you guys so much for coming by. It's great to see all of y'all again, man. It's great to be streaming for all of y'all again. Shout out to New Warriors fan, or Stacks Trey, and Swag, what is it? Let me get your name. Swagmaster1416, who doesn't even follow me on Twitter, but went ahead and gave this stream a like, man. Thank you guys so much. Now, let's get this started, man. First thing I want to talk about is the Boston Celtics. I know there's gonna be who here is a Celtic fan? Let me know in the chat if you're a Celtic fan. I'm a Laker fan. I'm not gonna really bash the Celtics so much more. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of glimmer of hope, a little bit of insight, man. A lot of you guys, and let me see, you guys want me to also talk about the DeMarcus Cousins trade, Paul George. All right, I'm gonna get to that after. First thing is the Celtics, man. I remember in the draft, the Celtics were supposed to be the team that like made that gigantic deal for Jimmy Butler. You know, like they had all these assets. They had the Brooklyn Nets first round pick unprotected for the next couple of years. A trade was definitely gonna get done. But it didn't happen during the draft. It was definitely going to happen during the trade deadline, right? Because Jimmy Butler was very frustrated with what was going on with the Chicago Bulls organization. And frankly, I can't blame him. The guy really just wants to win. Now, this year, once again, we got trolled. And Celtic fans are irate. I have my Twitter feed filled to the brim with upset Celtic fans. Why did we not get Jimmy Butler? Well, here's the thing you guys need to realize, man. And I'm going to draw a nice little parallel to DeMarcus Cousins. Guys, while you're here, be sure to give this stream a like. Every like helps the stream grow, keeps your boy here longer, and avoids me hitting the books. But here's the parallel I am going to draw for y'all, man. A couple days ago, blockbuster trade, Sacramento Kings gave up DeMarcus Cousins for literally peanuts. Literally peanuts. If anything, Celtic fans, you should admire the living crap out of Danny Ainge for what he's doing here, because he is so meticulous with evaluating the talent he has, the assets he has. He holds them to such a high standard that he's not going to pull the trigger on a trade for Jimmy Butler like that. Here's another thing you got to bear in mind, man. Draft picks take way less salary than Jimmy Butler would. Jimmy Butler's a bona fide star. Unprotected picks, you're going to get, I think you pay unprotected picks something like $8 million per year for the first 4 years that they're under contract, something like that. Furthermore, who knows, from the trade deadline to the NBA draft, the value of these picks can go way up. For all you know, the Brooklyn Nets pick has the highest chances of getting the #1 overall pick, the pick that the Celtics own. If that pick becomes the #1 overall pick and one of the deepest drafts in recent memory, the Boston Celtics are probably not going to need to give up that much for Paul George. Meaning, it's smart for the Celtics to wait in the offseason, see where the lottery balls go. Is it necessary to package this year's unprotected pick with another unprotected pick for the future? Is it necessary to throw in Terry Rozier? Is it necessary to throw in Jay Crowder? It may not be necessary. It may not be necessary at all whatsoever. So I'm a Laker fan, guys. You have to understand, I hate the Celtics with every fiber of my being. I really, really dislike them because we're rivals. But you have to understand that the Celtics are making a great move by not jumping the gun too early on Jimmy Butler. For all you know, maybe they're able to like finesse in the offseason and get themselves a Jimmy Butler. But for now, at least they didn't make a really stupid trade where they gave up too much for Jimmy Butler. At the end of the day, the Celtics are still the number 2 seed in the East, and they still have 2 of the most valuable first-round draft picks for the next 2 years. So Celtic fans, I know you're upset. I know you wanted Paul George. I know you wanted Jimmy Butler. I know. And apparently for Paul George, we didn't even talk about Paul George potentially going to the Celtics. Bro, the Celtics were let me tell you what the Pacers wanted for Paul George. They wanted Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder, or Jaylen Brown. 3 of those 4 players. And a first-round pick. The Nets' first-round pick. That's given up way too much for Paul George, who is 3 spots lower in offensive efficiency than Jimmy Butler is. Good move by the Celtics to wait. I know this isn't going to be a popular opinion, but I think it was a great move for the Boston Celtics to wait on this. Let me know in the comment section, guys, and shout out to you, Baird Sweeney. Thank you so much for liking the stream. Let me know what you guys think about the Celtics moves. If you're a Celtic fan, let me know what you think about their moves. Do you think it was a good one? Do you think it was a bad one? Do you think they should have pulled the trigger on Jimmy Butler? Do you think they were smart for waiting? Let me know, man. Now, so Sean Bogda wants me to talk about Jonas Valanciunas. So, trying to trade Jonas Valanciunas. I want to talk about definite trades. Let's talk about the Raptors for a second. The Raptors are officially all in. They're officially all in. They traded for Serge Ibaka. Bro, this Masai Ujiri, and I have a feeling I just said his name so freaking wrong, but Masai Ujiri is probably the biggest finesse king I've ever seen out of all NBA GMs. This guy literally had to only give up Terrence Ross to get himself Serge Ibaka. I'm sure he threw in a couple of picks there as well. I don't have the trade in front of me. But not only that, he also got himself Terrence Ross's replacement, who, in my opinion, is honestly way, way better than Terrence Ross, and PJ Tucker. All he had to do was give up 2 second-round picks, which the Phoenix Suns wanted a first-rounder for him. All he had to do was give up 2 second-round picks and Jared Sullinger. Bro, if that was, low-key, everyone's talking about the big superstar moves for Paul George or Jimmy Butler. Everyone's talking about the huge moves that are blockbusters potentially. This Ujiri guy is slowly, slickly finessing himself around the league, building possibly one of the scariest teams in the East at this point. They are loaded, my man. The Raptors are loaded. Be afraid. Be very afraid. In fact, don't they debut tonight? I don't think PJ Tucker. Oh, no, they do not debut tonight. They debut. Goodness, when's the next time the Raptors play? Maybe I'm looking to. Oh, yeah, they play tomorrow against the Boston Celtics. Wow, that's going to be a great matchup. Goodness, dude. Goodness. I think the biggest winners, the second biggest winners, or the most underrated winners of this entire trade deadline would have to go to the Toronto Raptors, man. Goodness God, what a brilliant display of being an executive by Masai Ujiri, man. It was just, I am in awe at the way he was able to pull that off. Now, obviously, the biggest winners of this trade deadline has to go to the New Orleans Pelicans. Definitely has to go to the New Orleans Pelicans. They went ahead and pretty much, this is kind of old news. We all know this. We know how the Pelicans went ahead and robbed the Sacramento Kings. And if you're a Kings fan, man, listen, if you're a Sacramento Kings fan, I won't hate you for becoming a Golden State Warriors bandwagon, because this team, this team has been the most obscure team for the past 15 years, man. It has got to be very, very painful to be a Kings fan currently. They could have easily traded DeMarcus Cousins for like way, way more had they traded him a year ago. I'm going to lightly touch up on this because honestly, there's not much more to say. Horrible trade by the Kings. I don't know why you would make that trade. I don't know why you would blame Boogie Cousins for how poor your franchise is ran. That's on you, man. That is on the Kings. And why Vlade Divac is still a general manager, why, I don't even know how to say the owner's name, why the owner is making all these basketball decisions, I have no idea. But if you ask me, the Kings are literally looking like the Cleveland Browns of the NBA at this point. Horrible, 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 horrible trade. Now, if you want to ask me, man, I'm really excited because this trade deadline made the East a little bit stronger. Definitely did make the East a little bit stronger. And let me see if there are any other deadline deals you want me to touch up on. Taj Gibson getting traded to the OKC Thunder. So the trade, I believe, I'm just saying this off the top of my head, was Taj Gibson and Doug McDermott for Anthony Morrow, Joffrey Laverne, and all right, there's one more. Goodness, I completely forgot the last one. Anthony Morrow, Joffrey Laverne. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should go ahead and pull up all the deadline deals in front of me so this doesn't happen to me anymore. And look at this. Darren Williams just got bought out. So let's see. Man. All right, that's not. I can't find an updated trade. Oh, here it is. Doug McDermott, Taj Gibson, and a second-round pick for Cameron Payne, Anthony Morrow, and Joffrey Laverne. Now, I'm assuming the Chicago Bulls were desperate for three-point scoring at this point, because that's the only reason this would make sense to me. But I cannot really fault them for this. Like, Taj Gibson, great player, going to be a free agent in the offseason. Cannot blame them for going ahead and trading him. Doug McDermott has shown some promise, but obviously he hasn't panned out to the playmaker they need coming off the bench. And I guess the second round pick, who cares? It's a second round pick in 2018. Now, I don't know why they would do this, because they also have like 6 point guards on their squad at this point. Hopefully Anthony Morrow could help them with their 3-point scoring, but I don't think the ends justify the means, if you guys get what I am saying. So, personally, though, I do like this trade for the OKC Thunder. I do think Taj Gibson is going to be phenomenal with a combination of Russell Westbrook. I think Doug McDermott could potentially flourish because Russell Westbrook is just that great of a playmaker. So, who knows? Maybe this move is going to be a big, big deal for the OKC Thunder. More Taj Gibson than Doug McDermott. But other than that, man, for the Bulls, I cannot see why you would do this trade. Honestly, I guess it was a desperation move. By the way, guys, we're almost at 50 likes. If you haven't smashed that like button, be sure to do so, man. And this trade, so we're going to lightly touch up on the Lakers, okay? For all those that are Laker fans, this was a huge W for us, man. This was a huge W for us. One, we get rid of Lou Williams, who our best scorer, I know, phenomenal scorer, but this makes us worse, which allows us to tank to keep our top 3 pick in one of the most deepest drafts of all in recent memory. And the top 3 pick, like, that could turn into a Markelle Fultz, that could turn into a Lonzo Ball. Hopefully that turns into a Josh Jackson if we keep it. If not, it goes to the Philadelphia 76ers along with our 2019 first round pick going to the Orlando Magic. I don't know how the hell that happened, by the way. I guess that's why Mitch Kupchak isn't with us anymore. And honestly, I like the fact that we got a late first round pick. You know, we can use all the assets and all the picks we can get. We could use all the talent that we could currently get. I am not going to be upset about that. Lou Williams, great player. I really hope he turns the Houston Rockets into an 8th seed so that pick becomes a little bit better. All jokes aside, man, it's going to be exciting to see Sweet Lou on a contender. I wish him the best of luck, and I really hope Magic Johnson can continue placing an emphasis on rebuilding our franchise. Now, there were rumors about Paul George getting traded to us. I'm happy he wasn't. I don't think we're ready for a superstar. I don't think it makes sense for the Lakers to go out and get a superstar this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. And the reason for that is we are still in tank mode, still in rebuilding mode. We still need that top 3 pick. After this year, I'm okay going out and getting a superstar. But for now, Laker fans, I know you guys are not normally in this situation. I know you guys are used to some trade being pulled out of a general manager's ass, Pau Gasol coming to Lakerland, you know, us signing Shaq, us trading for Kobe Bryant somehow. Like, I know you're used to always contending, but you got to sit back, enjoy the fact that we're getting some young talent. Trust the process, and also be thankful that we got rid of bum-ass Marcelo Huertas, bro. I hated that guy. Like, honestly, I hated him. He was like 32 years old. At least Tyler Ennis is a little bit younger. We could see if he brings anything to the table. Why not? You know, this is kind of like our tryouts for various talent because we are tanking right now. Thop John says, I am trash. Yes, sometimes, especially on Tuesdays. Today isn't Tuesday, though. It's a Thursday. But honestly, man, I am very happy as a Laker fan coming out of this deal. Very happy with what the Lakers did. By the way, guys, 35 likes away from 100. Can we get to 100 for my return to YouTube streaming? It's been a hot minute since I did this. What up, video games for days? Now, I'm going to go ahead, as I'm doing this, give the good people that went ahead and followed me on Instagram a shout out. You can see at the top left of your screen is a nice little Instagram ticker. I'm going to go ahead and turn on this Elgato, show you guys some love. There you guys go, man. For all those that are showing me love up on the gram, let's minimize this a little bit. I wanted to give y'all a huge shout out, bro. Craig, Alex Caruso, Jules and Sparks, which apparently is some famous DJ group. Thank you guys so much. Now, the next trade that we are talking about is going to be the fact that, all right, but we touched on the Suns, we touched on the Raptors, touched on the Thunder. We're not talking about the fact that the Nuggets receive Roy Hibbert for a second-round pick. The Nets receiving KJ McDaniels, low-key, one of my favorite trades so far, bro. Definitely one of my favorite trades so far. By the way, guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is up in the description down below. Now, you guys have to understand why this is such an underrated trade. And it's the fact that, and we'll touch on Noel next. I just remembered Nerlens Noel, man. I just remembered it. I'm going to go ahead and do that next. But here's the reason why I like the KJ McDaniels trade. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, you're trying to clean up your mess that your last GM made. Your last GM made a horrible, disgusting, terrible trash trade for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Jason Terry at the end of their careers. And words cannot describe. Like, this is the biggest L in Brooklyn Nets history. Now, if you're the Brooklyn Nets, you are taking gambles on as many young players as possible. Now, if you guys remember, KJ McDaniels was a stud for the Sixers when he got playing time. This is a good team for him to flourish and show what he can do. I do have faith in this guy. I really liked what I saw when he was on the Sixers. I really hope he gets a lot of playing time on the Nets. I just wanted to briefly touch up on that, man, because honestly, I think that was a great move by the Brooklyn Nets. You have nothing to lose. You need to gamble as on many young players as you possibly could. Good for you, Brooklyn. Good for you, man. That's all I'm going to say. Good for you. Now, we touched up on that. I said I was going to talk about the Mavericks receiving Nerlens Noel for Andrew Bogut, Justin Anderson, and a top 18 protected first-round pick. Literally, there's no way they're going to fall out of the top 18 this year. Absolutely no way. Zero, nada, 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 nada. Bro, the Mavericks are definitely like one of the worst. And yo, you guys are starting to follow me on the gram. I'm going to leave this up a little bit, show you guys some love so you guys can see your names pop up if you do follow me on Instagram. If it bothers any of y'all and you guys rather see my ugly ass face the whole time, let me know. We got 178 people in here. That is the new max. Can we get to 100 likes? Be sure to leave a like if you didn't, man. What up, Zane? Now, here's the reason I love this trade, dude. The Mavericks keep their pick probably this year. They get their chance to sign the anchor, the defensive anchor that they've so desperately craved and so desperately yearned for. Think about it, man. They've been waiting for a player of Nerlens Noel's caliber for a while. They tried to go back and get Tyson Chandler, didn't work out. They tried to get Andrew Bogut, he was a shell of his former self, didn't pan out either. And here they are getting Nerlens Noel, a young 23-year-old player who showed the ability to play great defense. All they give up is Justin Anderson, Andrew Bogut, and a top 18 protected first-round pick. There is no way they're going to fall out of the top 18 this year. So I wanted to give a huge congratulations to Maverick fans. Like, you guys are really rebuilding your squad brilliantly here. Brilliantly. Like, words cannot describe how brilliant I think the Mavericks have been. You have the young Harrison Barnes. You got the young Nerlens Noel now. You have a chance to evaluate Nerlens Noel. You just bought out Darren Williams. Yogi Ferrell is looking like a stud. I am so happy for you Maverick fans because I have never seen such a quick turnaround for any franchise ever. Like, in a span of a year, you guys went from like a laughing stock to a team that seems to have some upside and some promise. And for that, I give you guys huge props. By the way, 6 likes away from hitting the 100 like mark, man. Be sure to leave a like if you guys are enjoying this deadline discussion, man. Now, up next, we're going to talk about, let's see. We talked about the Lou Williams deal. We talked about how I think the Raptors are looking great. The Suns trading Mike Scott for cash is probably a result of the Ersan Ilyasova trade. And let's see, finally, is there anything else? Well, we should talk about the fact that Ricky Rubio and Derrick Rose didn't get traded for each other. I do not know why anyone, I don't even know why that was a rumor to begin with. Like, I don't understand why the Knicks would want Ricky Rubio. And by the way, we hit 100 likes, man. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. Now, there's a lot more Celtic fans coming in here saying F Danny Ainge. Now, bro, I'm going to repeat this again. I think Danny Ainge did a great job by waiting and seeing what he actually had, as opposed to just like automatically just selling the ship, automatically just selling all of his assets. I really think that Danny Ainge did a good job not trading for Jimmy Butler and Paul George so freaking quickly. I honestly give him props. And by the way, guys, y'all are amazing. We are almost at 5,000 followers on Instagram. So shout out to you guys, man. Huge shout out to y'all. Now, my favorite trade of the deadline this entire era would probably, I'd rank the DeMarcus Cousins trade as my favorite trade, obviously, because the Pelicans literally just robbed the Kings. After that, I would have to say my second favorite trade would probably be the Serge Ibaka, or I'm just gonna categorize all the Raptors moves into one, because I think the Raptors did a phenomenal job literally finessing and fleecing random squads around the league. Yo, Brandon LaJoy, I don't know why you would want to kill Danny Ainge, man. He is a phenomenal GM. He is an amazing GM. You cannot say that. You cannot say that. Personally, I think let's see, what would be my third favorite trade? Probably my third favorite trade would probably be the Nerlens Noel Andrew Bogut trade, because honestly, the Mavericks literally just gave up on Andrew Bogut after seeing it didn't work out to go ahead and make their team even younger and prep them for the future. Finally, I think I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all my absolute worst trades. And I got to pull up all of these deals in order to tell you guys what trades I think just didn't make sense to me. The Chicago Bulls trade, I don't understand why the Chicago Bulls would give up Taj Gibson for more point guards, Anthony Morrow, and I just don't understand why they would do that. My most underrated trade would probably be the Hawks getting Ersan Ilyasova for Tiago Splitter and a second-round pick. Now, I also really like the domino effect of this trade because upon doing this, the Philadelphia Sixers traded Ersan Ilyasova. In addition to that, they made another trade. I'm trying to figure out what that trade was. There's another trade as a result of this trade. I believe that led to the Nerlens Noel trade. And bro, every single time I say the word trade, you guys should go ahead and take a shot. You guys want me to touch up on, you guys are saying the OKC trade is the absolute worst. Bro, I agree. Chilito, I really don't understand the OKC Thunder Chicago Bulls trade. I really don't get it. I really don't. It makes zero sense. Now, here's another thing we have to take into account, guys. Where do you think Deron Williams is going to go? There's rumors that he may be heading for the Hawks. I'm going to go ahead, refresh my Twitter real quick. And, man, so many Celtic fans are upset. Very underrated trade is, here, let me see. I also really like the KJ McDaniels trade. I really like the KJ McDaniels trade. And the Washington trade, I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. So pretty much, I didn't touch upon this at all. The Brooklyn Nets traded Bogdan Bogdanovic and Chris McCullough for Andrew Nicholson, Marcus Thornton, and a 2017 lottery protected first round pick. Now, we all know that the Washington Wizards are not going to be going to the lottery. That just does not make sense. It is not happening. By the way, guys, can we hit the 200 like mark, man? Is that crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that we can do it? If we can, if you haven't liked the stream, be sure to give it a like, man. I'm going to keep bringing you guys the NBA news. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal with your support. Now, let's go ahead and touch up on this trade. It's very underrated, but Andrew Nicholson's contract goes on forever. He was owed around $19.9 million through the next 3 seasons with a player option for 2019 to 2020. And the fact that he wasn't really on the floor with the Wizards that much, he kind of looked like, I know this is kind of a stretch, he kind of looked like Anthony Bennett when he was with the Wizards, and he was owed so much money. Now, Bogdanovic this is just a gigantic salary dump for the Brooklyn Nets, and in return, the Wizards are trying to upgrade its bench, but in a very expensive way. I don't know if this was worth it for the Wizards, honestly, but we'll have to wait and see. I cannot go ahead and jump to conclusions and say this was a bad trade. I think the Nets really accomplished what they were trying to do here. I feel like the Wizards could have done what they wanted to do in other ways. Now, again, they get a 3-point shooter who can catch and shoot, and him and John Wall should work together very, very well. Now, the fact that the Wizards no longer have Andrew Nicholson means that they could pay Otto Porter this offseason, which is having a crazy season out of nowhere. Otto Porter just came and started dominating. So congratulations to him, man. Honestly. Now let's go ahead and, man, you guys are going ahead. You guys are going ham on the Instagram, bro. Shout outs to y'all, man. So let's go ahead and talk about the Lou Williams trade real quick. I'm going to miss you, Lou. I think this trade, the only thing that disappoints me as a Laker fan currently, guys, is the fact that we were not able to get rid of Nick Young. We were not able to get rid of Timofey Mozgov. And you guys are going to make me touch up on the Celtics again. You really are going to make me touch up on why the Celtics trade wasn't, the Celtics not making any moves was a good deal. One in the chat if you guys want me to if you guys want me to help y'all out, man. I know Celtic fans need a reason to be able to go to sleep tonight. So if you guys want me to touch up on it again, I'll go ahead and do so. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and shift the focus to my Snapchat. If you guys are Snapchatters, be sure to add me on that. You guys will get a nice little shout out if you follow your boy up on Snapchat. It's a very not suitable for work Snapchat as well. Very not suitable for work Snapchat as well. What do I think about the Knicks not doing anything? I don't think it's the biggest deal. I don't know why you wouldn't trade Derrick Rose. That's a 12 million, I think it was 12 million, something like really high up there, contract that a lot of teams would happily have as a salary cap dump. I think it was a great way to really build up their team, and they didn't really take advantage of it. That's on them. Honestly, I feel like they should have traded him. They didn't. Not the biggest deal in the world. I guess they really want to see what Derrick Rose can do up in the long term. Now, all right, I'm seeing a lot of ones up in the chat. I'm seeing a ton of ones up in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys the Boston Celtics thing one last time, man. The Celtics have so many assets. They have a ridiculous amount of assets. A lot of assets, okay? The fact that they have this many assets is actually good that they didn't go crazy and give up a ton for Jimmy Butler. Let's talk about Paul George for a second. The Boston Celtics were apparently expected to give up Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart. Like 3 of those 4 players and the Brooklyn Nets first round pick. Bear in mind, they have this year's Brooklyn Nets pick and next year's Brooklyn Nets pick. And those are pretty much locks to be top 4 in the lottery, man. Those are pretty much locks to be in the top 4 in the lottery. By the way, man, 12 likes away from 150. Be sure to leave a like if you haven't. So here's what I'm thinking. You're Danny Ainge, okay? You have the highest odds at the number 1 pick this year. The absolute highest odds at the number 1 pick. You want to make sure that you don't have to give up too much for a player of Jimmy Butler's caliber. Bear in mind, you're still you're the number 2 team in the East. You have a fairly young squad, save for Al Horford, and you may have a chance at getting a Markelle Fultz or a Josh Jackson or Alonzo Ball in the offseason. One of those 3, there's a good chance one of those 3 are coming to your team, unless if you have just the worst luck in the lottery. Now, the fact that Danny Ainge didn't jump the gun on this trade makes him the anti-Kings, because the Kings literally gave up DeMarcus Cousins for nothing, you know, and you don't want to overpay for Jimmy Butler or Paul George's services. You don't, because at the end of the day, you may end up giving him way less if you just wait 2 months, wait 3 months, wait 4 months after the season, wait after the lottery. So the fact that Danny Ainge is so meticulous with the way he does business, the way he runs his squad, the way he does trades is actually very admirable. Incredible. Yo, thank you guys for the love on Snapchat, by the way. So if you ask me, Celtic fans, be thankful that you have a GM that isn't jumping the gun on stuff. He isn't. He's being patient. He's making good moves. Be thankful for that. Don't be mad. Be happy that he knows the value of all of his players and all of his assets, that he's not willing to destroy that core that's working so well like that. Wait until draft day. I bet you on draft day, in this deep of a draft, something good is going to happen for the Boston Celtics, man. Now, honestly, dude, at the end of the day, this trade deadline, if you ask me, was way better than last year's trade deadline and the year before's trade deadline. I honestly really liked what I saw this year. I think it made the NBA way more competitive. We may have a phenomenal first-round matchup between the Pelicans and the Warriors, and imagine that. We have the opportunity to see what the best power forward and the best center in the NBA would do if they were on the same team together. This was a phenomenal trade deadline, guys. This was an incredible trade deadline. Brandon Duquette, if you just want to be pissed off at Danny Ainge for not selling the entire lot for Jimmy Butler or Paul George, go ahead and do so. Don't be mad at me for being so positive about the way Danny Ainge is running the show, because Danny Ainge has made some phenomenal moves for y'all. And if you can't appreciate that, then that is on you, my bro. That is on you. That is all your fault. Now, at the end of the day, man, you have a very competitive East. You have the Toronto Raptors looking like a great competitive squad. You have the Los Angeles Lakers, who made some very low-key moves but did what they had to do. I really wish they traded Swaggy P. You have the Dallas Mavericks getting younger and looking to build their core for the future. At the end of the day, I think this was a successful deadline for everybody but the Sacramento Kings. For the Sacramento Kings, I don't know what the fuck they just did. I'm sorry for cursing. I don't know what they did. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, they don't even have their pick next year, right? I don't know what they're doing. Like, I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense to me. This team just doesn't make sense to me. As a Laker fan, I'm very happy with our trades. I didn't expect a superstar. I didn't even want a superstar. I wanted to wait until we got something. You know, I wanted to wait until we built up our core. I'm going back on the gram, man. We are making a push. We are making a push to 5,000 followers. If we get to 5,000 followers, man, I have something big coming up for y'all on the Instagram. Thank you for the love, Justin. Thank you for the love, man. Carmelo Anthony not getting traded was another thing that kind of surprised me, because Phil Jackson was really hyping that shit up. He was going off and off about how Carmelo Anthony is definitely going to get traded. By the way, 40 likes away from 200 likes, man. First video, first live stream in like a week. So, shout outs to y'all, bro. Anyway, I think that's the biggest surprise for me. The fact that the Knicks just stood pat, didn't make any moves. They had a horrible contract in Joakim Noah. They had a very great opportunity in Carmelo Anthony to move him for something. I was really hoping he would get traded to the Cavaliers. That didn't end up happening. I think that's the biggest surprise for me. I really am excited to see what happens with the New York Knicks, because I don't know what the hell they're doing. I really don't. And honestly, Phil Jackson is not looking like the answer up in New York. Now, I'm really excited to see how the Toronto Raptors play. I really wish there was a way we could watch the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. That's going to be very exciting to see on SportsCenter. Or if anyone has a league pass and they want to hook your boy up, let me know. But did the Los Angeles Clippers get anybody? Let me see. I'm going to look it up because I didn't really see anything. But I don't believe they did. I think the biggest contending winner would have to be, bro, the Raptors adding Serge Ibaka and PJ Tucker. I cannot explain to you how underrated those moves are. I cannot explain to you how great those moves are. Like, Ghetto Gaming, perfect timing, right? Perfect timing. Those are probably the fact that the Raptors added Serge Ibaka, didn't give up Patrick Patterson, added PJ Tucker, only gave up 2 second-round picks, and Jared Sullinger. I don't know how they pulled that off. Masai Ujiri was killing it as the Nuggets GM. He's still killing it as the Raptors GM. It blows my mind how Young XTY, what are you doing on my Instagram, bro? But it still blows my mind that he was able to finesse this much up at the trade deadline. Bro, how did the Sixers mess up? Well, I guess they messed up by literally selling Nerlens Noel for peanuts. And honestly, I would have rather kept Nerlens Noel than Jahlil Okafor. But I guess, oh well. At the end of the day, though, bro, I really think, call me crazy, I really think the Raptors have a chance to make a nice little run up in the playoffs. And if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and play the Cavaliers, that is gonna be absolutely lit. I cannot explain to you how excited I'd be for that matchup. Yeah, the Thunder did get someone, man. We touched upon that trade. I'll touch upon it in a bit. Guys, 30 likes away from 200 likes. Be sure to smash that like button to help the channel grow, man. Every little like helps me out. And they did give up Terrence Ross and a first rounder for Serge Ibaka, but the fact of the matter is they got pretty much an upgrade in the form of PJ Tucker. You know, I just felt like that trade was such a great trade. And here's the thing, that trade also really set back the Orlando Magic. Like, they traded their former number 2 overall pick, Victor Oladipo, for Serge Ibaka. So pretty much at the end of the day, let me tell you what they traded for. They pretty much traded Victor Oladipo for Terrence Ross, and the less favorable of the Los Angeles Clippers and Toronto Raptors first round picks. Like, I don't know why they would do that. I really don't know why they would do that. So, oh, you guys want a refresh? I got y'all on the refresh. Woo! Thank you guys so much, man. Y'all are great. Y'all are amazing, man. 12 likes away from hitting that 200 mark, man. So if you haven't and you want to show your boy some love, be sure to do so. Now, you think that the Clippers should have grabbed Melo and kept Blake Griffin. How were they supposed to do that? I don't even understand why the Clippers would consider trading Blake Griffin. I don't understand how the Blake Griffin to Boston rumors started up to begin with. Like, that didn't make any sense to me at all. It made literally no sense to me. Like, first of all, the Clippers are contending. The Clippers are doing fairly fine. They have had a lot of injuries, but too early to blow that stuff up, if you ask me. And out of nowhere, people are coming out and saying they're going to trade Blake Griffin to the Boston Celtics. Didn't make sense to me. Don't the Celtics already have Al Horford and Amir Johnson? Isn't that working out for them fairly well? That's what. And by the way, we just broke the 200 mark, man. Shout outs to you guys, bro. Thank you so much for the support, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. This is amazing. It's been a while since I've been on a YouTube stream, and you guys have welcomed me back with open arms, shown me so much love. So I wanted to thank you guys so much for the amount of support you guys have showed me. We're also 33 likes away. I mean, not 33 likes, 33 followers away from going on from hitting 5,000 on Instagram. When I hit 5,000 on Instagram, I'm going to either go on a massive following spree or I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway on my Instagram story. Whichever you guys prefer, you guys can let me know. Comment on my pictures. Let me know what you'd rather see. So if you aren't followed on the gram, be sure you do so, man. Now, there's nothing yet for the T-Wolves. Well, it's too late. I really would have liked to see a Derrick Rose, Tom Thibodeau reunion. I thought that would have been really interesting for the NBA. It's really a shame that Chris Dunn isn't ready to take over for the Wolves. I was really excited for Chris Dunn going over to the Wolves, so the fact that that didn't happen was fairly disappointing. Now, there's a huge rumor that Paul George is targeting the Los Angeles Lakers in free agency. Now, as a Laker fan, I'm going to tell you, I don't give a crap. I don't believe this. I really think a lot could change between now and a year and a half from now. I think a lot can change between now and a year and a half from now. I think, honestly, like, in a year and a half from now, Paul George may want to go and, create a big three in some other squad. I think Paul George may want to go and pursue other things, maybe stay in the East, maybe go to the Celtics. Now, it would be nice if we got Paul George, but I'm not really banking on it. Like 3 years ago, we were supposed to get LaMarcus Aldridge, we were supposed to get Carmelo Anthony, we were supposed to get LeBron James, we're supposed to get all these superstars, we're supposed to come to the Lakers, we're supposed to get Kevin Durant last year, we're supposed to get Russell Westbrook, like, before he signed his extension. I don't believe it. Okay? Let us rebuild. Let us trust the process. I trust the process. Man, I'm losing my voice here. I'm losing my voice here, man. Smash that like button. It's good to be back on the stream. God damn. What did the Bulls want for Jimmy Butler? I still don't know what the Bulls wanted for Jimmy Butler, but I have a feeling it would have been like a pretty penny for that dude Jimmy Butler, man. At the end of the day, though, I think I think this was one of the best trade deadlines we had in a while. And guys, we are now 26 followers away from either a giveaway or a follow spree up on Instagram. Shout outs to y'all, man. Y'all are amazing. Thank you guys for the love and thank you guys for the support. I've been away for a while, man. So you guys have been so great coming back here, showing me love, showing me support. Even the fact that even though I haven't been on so much as of late, man. So thank you guys so much. Now, at the end of the day, dude, the only team that took an L was the Sacramento Kings. And I think DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis could revolutionize how basketball is played. I don't remember at any point in the NBA the best center and the best power forward teaming up together. Maybe David Robinson and Tim Duncan, but David Robinson was 33. Tim Duncan was like a rookie at the time. You have two stud players, Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, who are both in their primes, who are literally the anti-Warriors, who can definitely bring back respectability to the center and power forward position, man. Honestly, I'm very excited. I really can't wait to see their debuts. I really can't wait to see them debut, dude. Why would Paul George want to be a Laker? I thought star players don't sign in LA ever since Howard and Nash. Mike DeBeast, I'm honestly just saying what I'm seeing on the internet, man. That's what people are saying is going to happen. I'm not that gassed about it because I've been down this road before. But honestly, if it happens, it should happen next year. 19 away, man. 18 away. Holy crap. 17 away. You guys are crazy. You guys are amazing, man. Thank you so much. Y'all are... I got to do more of these discussions, man. You seem to like them way more than the gaming. Bro, Brandon, stop hating on Danny Ainge. I would do anything to have a GM like Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge is amazing. Now, Paul George to the Lakers, again, after we tank for our pick, I'll be happy about it, but not this year, man. I think it'll happen at the right time. I think he's thinking of coming to the Lakers next year. It would be one of those things where you'd want to play for his hometown, and I do think the Lakers could be an attractive destination in about a year from now. I just don't think our time is right now yet. You feel me? I'm not Armenian. I am not Armenian. I'm Iranian, and I'm actually Jewish, ironically. Isn't that funny? At the end of the day, dude, someone said in the comment section, better trade deadline than the last 2 years combined. 100% agreed with that. 100% agreed with that. Way better trade deadline than the last 2 years combined. 16 away on Instagram, guys. 16 away on Instagram. Then we'll go on a nice little follow spree. How's that? There's my Instagram, bro. Be sure to follow your boy up on the gram. Man, this has been a fun stream, dude. Great. I had so much to say about the trade deadline. It's really good to get it out. Now, where do you guys think Darren Williams is going to go? I don't think that's that big of a deal. I really hope he contends or goes for a title. There was a point where Darren Williams was like one of the best point guards in the league. I guess injuries hampered him. Now, I'm getting some tweets. Mike Rod said they really think they can land a superstar without giving up the Brooklyn pick. Yeah, the Celtics are kind of, I don't know. I guess they really overvalue their picks. I guess so, man. I guess that's just the way it is. This was hyped up to be one of the best trade deadline, but it was the worst. Do you remember last year's trade deadline? The year before's trade deadline? Every trade deadline since the lockout season? Bro, this trade deadline was pretty lit, man. You gotta be appreciated. Bro, Melo did not just get traded. He cannot possibly get traded. That is impossible because the trade deadline is over. Anyways, man, I had a blast doing this stream for y'all. Yo, shout out. Yeah, you do get a little bit of a notification whenever you subscribe. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell whenever you want to see your boy go live. I'm going to start making some more NBA videos, just discussing the NBA. I'm going to do the same thing for the NFL when it's in season. Once I get to 5,000 followers on Instagram, I'm going to go on a gigantic follow spree, show you guys some love. You can see at the top left of your screen that we're now 10, 11, go back to 10. We're a good amount away from hitting our mark, man. Now, if you guys enjoyed this stream, be sure to give it a like, man. I had a blast doing it for y'all. Anything else you want me to talk about? And how many times does the deadline expire? The deadline already expired. We're talking about the moves that were made at this point. We were talking about all of those. Goodness, man. Now, I'm really sorry if you're a Kings fan. Again, the Laker bandwagon's open. You're more than welcome to come. I'm not going to judge you, you know, I would not judge you at all. I'm trying to see where Darren Williams is going. Where is he rumored to go? I'm thinking he's going to go to the Hawks or the Cavaliers. Oh my God. If the Cavs sign Darren Williams, bro, if the Cavs sign Darren Williams, that would be so freaking lit. I hope they do. We're 5 away from the follow spree, man. We're 5 away from the gigantic follow spree. By the way, if you DM me, I'm going to unfollow you. I'm just letting you know. Do not slide into my DMs. I'm not a chick. You do not. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why you would do that. Man, yo, Beast Gaming, press the bell. Whoever subscribed, shout out to you, man. Talk about the Pelicans, bro. What's there to say about the Pelicans? They can revolutionize basketball. That's how I feel about the Pelicans, bro. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited for basketball. It's been 4 days since we last seen some basketball. I can't wait. Yeah, the Lakers are pretty trash right now. I guess it's because it's his hometown team. Yo, we're 2 subscribers away from hitting 104,000. Yo, 2 subscribers away from the 104K mark. That's pretty nuts. Yo, I did not know that. That's incredible. Yo, shout outs to y'all, man. That is pretty freaking incredible. Thank you guys so much for the amount you've been supporting me, man. I'm going to definitely, you know what, do me a favor, guys. Hit me on Twitter. Make sure you guys know next time I go live, I want to do more streams like this, you know? Yeah, it was over like an hour ago, dude. That's why we launched the stream as soon as the trade deadline ended. Now, who are your favorite trades and what were your least favorite trades, guys? You guys heard from me. I want to hear from you. Let me know. Oh! We're 1 away. We're 1 away from the follow spree. Oh my goodness, man. You guys are absolutely incredible, bro. I cannot believe we hit the mark. I cannot believe we hit 5,000 followers on the gram. Here it is. Boom! All right, man. A promise is a promise. We broke 104K subscribers as well. Yo, maybe I should start like streaming Park and whatnot again. Would you guys want to see me do Park and whatnot once again? Yeah, you know what? Let's bring up this channel ticker. You guys are, every single time I launch a stream, the YouTube glitch has been destroying my channel. Like, this number usually goes down, and I think this is the first time I've ever done a live stream and saw it go up. So from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you guys so much for the amount of support you guys showed me this entire stream. It has been amazing, bro. It has been amazing. We've hit 5K. We're gonna go on a follow spree. If you're I'm gonna wait until the end of the stream because I know a lot of you guys are savages that like to follow and follow back, unfollow. So I have kind of like a way around it, but a promise is a promise. Your boy is gonna go on a massive follow spree. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout outs to y'all, bro. Now, Ross and a pick for Ibaka. I think that was a great trade. I think once the Pelicans can get some shooting around DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis, they will be solid. But on top of that, dude, I think that if the Pelicans, like, here's another thing that you guys are forgetting about the Pelicans. Drew Holiday is a stud. Okay, he was a stud at least before. Now, I'm really excited to see if he returns to form now that he has 2 of the best centers on his squad, because who knows, you know, like, you may get the old Philadelphia Sixer Holiday. He was injured a little bit before. We're gonna have to see, bro. I really wish they would put that game on national TV. The Pelicans versus the Rockets is a way better game for national TV than the Cavaliers versus the Knicks. I don't know what they're doing, man. I'm doing the spree when I get off, bro. By the way, man, 25 likes from hitting 250 on the stream. You guys are incredible, man. I want y'all to know y'all are freaking legendary. Y'all are absolutely legendary for the support you showed on the stream, man. Bro, is Chalmers healthy now? Is Chalmers even in the league right now, Michael? I don't even think Chalmers is in the league currently, bro. At least, like, that's what I heard. But I could be wrong. Is he? I remember the Cavaliers were working him out earlier, but I'm not exactly too sure. To be exact. Dude, there is no way Ray Allen's coming out of retirement, bro. Bro, here, I'm going to put that in timeout. Now, guys, I think that's going to be it for the stream. Be on the lookout for my follow spree. I'm going to give it some time so I can make sure everybody actually followed me and didn't unfollow, like the savage that keeps on following and unfollowing to the top left. I'm going to go ahead. I have to get some studying done. Be sure you guys are subscribed. I'm going to give it like a nice little like minute or two so your names could come up on the stream as you guys do subscribe. I want to give you guys a huge shout out for coming through, man, and showing so much support on this trade deadline stream. I had an absolute blast doing it for you guys. Be on the lookout for future streams, man, because you best believe we're back on the grind, even though if it's kind of part-time. Besides that, man, I'm your boy, TheFlightMike. I'm signing out, baby. What a trade deadline.